What's holding you back from being a level 9 or 10, right? You want to be 100% honest with yourselves. Not me, but yourself. So go ahead and write these reasons down. Take as long as you need in the next 2 minutes, right? So what's holding you back from being that 9 or 10 that you want to be? Again, in your sport, in your schoolwork, in your career. And we all have like friends and family outside of work commitments, or schoolwork, outside of our athletics, right? And we'll call that life. Is that cool, right? Outside volunteer activities. And Mike Tyson, he said, everybody thinks they have a plan until they get punched in the face, right? Because life, it usually punches you in the face at the worst times also. When something goes bad in your schoolwork or your sport, doesn't something usually bad happen in your personal life too sometimes, right? But that's life testing us to build the mental, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual muscle, whatever you want to call it, to grow, right? Because when you go to the gym, right, when do you build the muscle? We were talking about this morning, me and Taylor, right? When you go to the gym, when do you build the muscle? On the first repetition or on the 13th, 14th, 15th? Last ones, right? And do you go to the gym once and that's it, or do you keep going every single friggin' day? Every day, right? So we'll call that life. So I used to have this belief that I can't change my outside world, right? Just whatever's happening in my life, that's just what's happening, right? I'm just at the effect of my life. But the first step is knowing you're responsible for how you choose to respond to anything in your life and that you can change it, right? I used to never think I could change it. But once you start to uncover this stuff, then that's the first step to being able to change it. Does that make sense? Cool. So how many of you guys would agree to be successful in any area of your life, right? Is anybody not familiar with this concept of the wheel of life? Anybody not familiar with that concept? Cool. Thank you for your honesty. So we all might know somebody that's like super successful in business, but the relationships are a mess. Anybody know somebody like this, right? Or somebody that's like really healthy and fit, killing it in sports, but they're like broke or they're just terrible in school. They're not doing good in their school, right? So the idea is you want to focus on your life holistically, right? Because we all have our physical lives. We have our time with our friends and our family. We have our contribution to society. We have our schoolwork, our finances, right? And Peter Drucker, he's an amazing management consultant at Harvard. He said what gets measured gets managed, right? So when you guys play your sport, if you're not tracking your workouts, you're not going to get the same results as you would if somebody did track their workouts, right? Or tracking what you're putting in your body. Or if it comes to business, if you're in sales, we're all in sales, by the way, right? If you're not tracking your sales calls, your interactions with your clients, you're not going to get the same results as somebody who does, right? The best financial traders in the world, they track everything they do, right? The richest guys in the world and women, right? They track everything they spend, right? So if you track it, you'll measure it, you'll manage it, and then you can get the results you want. Make sense? Cool. So to be successful in any area of your life, you need to have a planned strategy, commit to executing the plan daily, and have an unstoppable mindset. True? Yes or yes? Awesome. How many of you would also agree that some of these reasons of why you're not playing at a 9 or 10 in your business, or your school, or your sport, are the same reasons holding you back in other areas of your life, right? Because isn't it true that every area of your life affects every other area of your life, right? Does your health affect your work or your schoolwork? Yes? And does your schoolwork or even your work outside of school, does that affect your income? Yeah? And does your income affect your relationships and your fun? 100%. So these are all great reasons, but what are they really? These are all great reasons as to why you're not being your 9 or 10, but what are they really? What's up? So these are all great reasons as to why you're not performing at a 10 or 9 or 10, but what are they really? Thank you for your honesty. Yep. Write this down, guys. This is a very scientific term. All this stuff is your BS. And your BS stands for your what? Your belief systems, Rob. Come on, man.